beautiful worship in the last 1 year. In the commemoration of the 3rd year of the second term in office of His Excellency, Mr. Babatunde Raji Fashola, SAN, all glory and honor be unto God who has kept us alive to witness today. Lagos State, in spite of its cosmopolitan status, still has numerous semi-urban, rural and riverine areas. As a result of this, the state government, through the Ministry of Rural Development, has been working assiduously to better the lot of rural dwellers through deliberate policies and programs of empowerment and provision of basic infrastructural facilities to improve the standard of living in the rural communities of the state and also stem urban-rural migration. To successfully achieve this objective, the ministry, through its core departments, as follows: we have a department known as Rural Water and Sanitation, we have Rural Electrification Department, we have Rural Civil Engineering Department, we have Rural Agricultural Department, and Community Development Department. So also, the ministry has one parastatal that is known as the Center for Rural Development, which has executed various projects and programs as stated below. We gave report as to what we have been able to do for the benefit of our rural people in Lagos State, in the rural water and sanitation sector. As we are all aware, one of the most essential necessities of life is water. Using the word of late Fela Anikulapo Kuti, I quote, "Water no get enemy." End of quote. Water is therefore very important to life. The last 1 year, the ministry has successfully executed 74 water and sanitation projects in different parts of the state. To ensure that rural populations continue to have access to potable water, the Ministry of Rural Development rehabilitated 7 micro water schemes in 7 communities in the state, namely Ijegun Olorunsogbo in Ikotu-Igodo LCDA, Ijede in Ijede LCD, Ejiri and Sekunga in Ikosi Ejiri LCD, Igboye in Eredo LCD, Lakowe in Ibeduleki LCD, and Iworo Ajido in Oloruda LCDA and Badagry local government. Complement the 18 existing functional micro water schemes across the state. We also continue to maintain and manage the existing functional 18 micro water schemes in Bayeku, Ayaloni, Ishawo, Liadi, Aga, Ikokuta, Lambasa, Ilasa, Papa, Itokin, Lokoremi, Magbon Alade, Orímẹ̀lú, Muwo, Sẹ̀nẹ̀, Igbórosu, Alárọ̀míàlè, and Shibiri Ekupa. Repair and maintenance works were also carried out at 2 micro water schemes located at Model College Ikakan in Badagry West LCD and Model College Ikokuta in Ikodu LCD. In addition, 10 solar power modified and A water schemes were provided in 10 communities, namely Oriba in the local government, Benu and Sede, Tolulope in Badagry local government, Ofihan in Ibeduleki, Ibasa in Oriade LCD, Odera in Dr. Awori LCD, Esofi in Dr. Awori LCD, Abago in Iru, Victoria Island LCD, and in Tuaga in Amuwo Odofin local government. The ministry provided 13 modified type A water and 5 normal type A water schemes for the following communities: Gaga, Eyebe, Eruwe, Oloye, Agbede Meeting, Irekodun, Ishawo, and Layeode phase 1 in local government. Araromi in Etiosa local government, Irekodun in Iba LCD, Sade Ikesan in Epe local government, Ogogboro in Ibeju Lekki, Onosa phase 1 in Ibeju Lekki local government, Laura in Bariga local government area, Ashipa in the Limosho local government, Ladedu in Imota LCD, and Ketu in Ikusi LCDA respectively. The provision of these water schemes had greatly improved the hygiene and health care of the rural dwellers and reduced the incidence of waterborne related diseases in most rural communities in the state. It is also noteworthy to inform this gathering that several sensitization workshops and awareness programs to educate and enlighten rural communities on the importance of good sanitary habits were organized in several communities in the state during the period under review. We have also stepped up our sanitation projects in order to eradicate open defecation through the provision of standard toilets facilities in marketplaces. Specifically, 6 solar power communal toilets were provided at Balata Market, while 4 VIP toilets were provided at Ajara Market, both in Badagry local government. These facilities, to a large extent, have helped in preventing outbreak of diseases such as cholera, diarrhea, dysentery, etc., as well as prevent contamination of our neighborhood water, underground water. Furthermore, hand washing sanitation exercises were also carried out in 29 primary health care centers in the 57 local government and LCDA of the state, while global hand washing campaign were held in several primary schools in Ojo local government during the period under review. That is our modest achievement as far as the department saddled with responsibility of rural water and sanitation. And if you look at the program, you see the photographs of our communal toilet at Agbalata, our micro water scheme at Ejim, our micro water scheme at Sekumba, and our water tape at Gogoro in Now, and I'll give you our modest achievements as it relates to rural electrification across the states. Despite the fact that electricity generation and distribution is the sole responsibility of the federal government, which are now be given out to private companies, the state government, through our ministry, continue to assist the request of the people for provision of electricity transformers and rural electrification. During the period under review, 15 transformers were distributed to 15 communities in different parts of the state, as shown in the pamphlets before us. The ministry also carried out rural electrification of communities that have not been bridged by power holding. We have been able to carry out the implementation through the construction of the new transformer substations, distribution of transformers, and erection of poles in rural and riverine communities of the state. With the magnanimity of His Excellency, Governor Babatunde Raji Fashola, SAN, our ministry was able to execute 24 rural electrification projects in various communities across the state, as shown in the table below. In addition, the second phase of installation of 40 transformers executed through the intervention of the honorable members of the State House of Assembly for communities in their various constituencies were also undertaken during the period under review. The detail of projects under the intervention of the honorable members is shown in the table in this booklet. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to inform you that electrification projects carried out by our ministry are not only enhance growth and development in the 3 senatorial districts of the state, but also improve socio-economic activities of the rural populace. It has also contributed tremendously to the development of agricultural sector, rural economy, and reduce rural-urban trade. I therefore want to seize this opportunity to appeal to our people, particularly the community development associations, to protect the transformers as well as cable installations of the state government from theft and vandalization, which is now very rampant in our communities. We must be vigilant by challenging any suspicious movement near your transformers and alert the security agents in your area about anyone seen tampering with your cables. As the saying of His Excellency the Governor of Lagos State, I quote, "When you see something, say something." End of it. At this junction, I would also like to appeal to the management of Ikeja Electricity Distribution Company and the Co-Electricity Distribution Company, the new power distribution companies in Lagos State, to partner with us and always attend promptly to our calls in booking of installed transformers in the distribution line network to enable citizens of Lagos State to continue to enjoy the benefits of these projects. Like I said, I don't want to bore you. The list of the transformers installed, whose, you see that from page 6 to page 18 in the booklet as distributed by the Ministry of Rural Development. That is our own contribution. Like I said, despite the fact that that is not the responsibility of the state government, but the governor you elected being a caring person who is always there to accede to the request of the people of Lagos State. That is what we have done to really complement and ensure that electricity is brought to our homes. The Community Development Department. The ministry, through the Community Development Department, serve as a bridge builder between the government and the government, that is the people of the state, most especially the rural dwellers. The ministry always inform, educate and enlighten its populace on government policies, plans and programs through the community development associations, the community development committee, and the apex body, the community development advisory council. During the period under review, the ministry registered additional 273 community development associations to the existing 2,833 community development associations. Today, we now have a total of 3,096 community development associations that are partnering with Lagos State government. The ministry also coordinates the following activities for CDAs during the period: organizing elections, hearing petitions arising from the election, as well as conflict resolution for the maintenance of peace and order within and between communities. 2,951 out of the total of the figure I quoted before, CDA conducted their election during the period, while 46 community development committee out of 57 CDCs also conducted and elected their executive during the period under review. As soon as the remaining 11 CDC conclude the election, the Community Development Advisory Council election will take place so that we can inaugurate them and take charge of how to run the affairs of all the CDAs and CDCs in the state. In line with the United Nations initiatives, the ministry celebrated the year 2013 Community Day on Thursday, 24th November 2013. In appreciation of the contribution of community development associations, community development committees, and community development advisory councils to the development of the state, and their effort are partnering with the state government through implementation of self-help projects and surveillance in their various communities. His Excellency, Mr. Babatunde Raji Fashola is here in appreciation of the effort of the CDA, CDC, and Advisory Council provided financial support to the best 3 community development associations: University of Lagos Estate CDA, Ilikosi Sheriff LCDA emerged the overall best CDA and was given a sum of 2 million naira. Tiwajire CDA in Igodo Ikotun LCDA came second and went home with 1.5 million naira, while Prestige CDA in Olorunda LCDA came third and got 1 million naira. 20 other community development associations were also given grant aid to support various developmental projects being implemented by them. Following appeals and requests of some communities for the intervention of the Ministry of Rural Development in the rehabilitation also completion of their community works project, the ministry rehabilitated completion of the following town hall project during the period under review: Ajara Topa Community Hall in Badagry Local Government, Oluwatedo Community Hall in Ayobo Ipaja LCD, Gberipeowa Community Hall in Ikorodu Local Government, while that of the Janiki Community Hall was divided into 2 phases. The first phase of the project has been completed, while the second phase will be carried out in this year physical budget. Health is wealth. As part of activities to mark 2013 Community Day celebration, health work was introduced, whereby community development association members worked from the local government secretariat to the Lagos State Government Secretariat, Alausa. The health talk was thereafter given by the Special Advisor to the Governor of Public Health, Dr. Mrs. Yewande Adesina. In consideration of the benefit derived from the health work and coupled with the yearnings of the CDAs for more of the time, I am happy to inform you that our ministry has now introduced quarterly health work activities to be rotated among the 5 administrative divisions of the state this year. That is Ikorodu, Ikeja, Lagos Island, Ekpe, which is known as Ibile. The first edition was held on the 3rd May 2014 in Badagry, with over 2,000 participants from the division. The ministry hopes to hold the 2nd edition in the 1st week of July by the grace of God. Monthly stakeholders forum. The ministry successfully hosted the monthly stakeholders interactive forum with executive members of CDAs, CDCs, and advisory council, as well as people watchers in the 57 local government and LCDAs of the state. Top government functionaries from various MDAs participated in educating, enlightening, and informing them on issues germane to the development of the state. Issues addressed include residency registration, how our people can benefit from Lagos homes, climate change, good sanitary habits, and the good gas project, among so many other issues that were discussed during that particular interactive session. Security personnel were also invited to discuss issues bordering on security of life and properties. The forum also provided platform for government to obtain feedback from members of the public. Labour Watch security outfits. During the period under review, the ministry refurbished 28 patrol vehicles and procured additional 9 brand new patrol vehicles to complement the 11 patrol vehicles distributed during the year 2012 Community Day, making a total of 48 patrol vehicles for the local government neighborhood watch coordinators to enhance optimal performance and efficient service delivery. In an effort to reduce unemployment in our state, additional 72 regular watchers were employed to make a total of 1,349 regular watchers available in the state during the period under review. The regular watchers are being paid by the state government, while the remaining 2,647 volunteers are being taken care of by the local government and local council development areas. In order to make our watchers look good and neat all the time, a total of 2,000 complete sets of uniforms were procured and distributed within the same period. Furniture and equipment were also provided in 10 neighborhood watch posts located at Ojo local government, Badagry West LCDA, Akeromi Ifelodo LCDA, Igodo Ikotun LCDA, and Kokaruda LCDA, Surulere local government, Lekki LCDA, and Ikusi LCDA. 10 2 kVA petrol generating sets were also procured and distributed to base and repeater stations located at Badagry local government, Oto Awori LCDA, Igolu local government, Ikosi LCDA, and Ojo local government. Others are Badagry West LCDA, Ekpaye local government, Igodo Ikotun LCDA, Iba LCDA, and Lekki LCDA. Defensive gadgets such as electric batteries, hammers, and scanners were also bought and distributed to washers during the period under review. Visit of Edo Labour Watch to Lagos State. Executive members of Edo State Labour Watch committee led by its executive chairman, Major General Charles Omorigi, retired, visited the state on 25th February 2014 to understudy operations of the Lagos State Labour Watch. The visit was to be a fact-finding one aimed at building on the success story of the vibrant, well-coordinated and robust Lagos State Labour Watch outfit. It was also said to be a way of seeking partnership with the Lagos State government to enable them to re-establish a better Labour Watch outfit in Edo State. Support to families of late Labour watchers. In appreciation of the service rendered to the state, the Lagos State government provided the sum of 3,700,000 naira to families of late neighborhood watchers who died in active service to cover burial expenses and treatment of injuries sustained by some watchers in the course of duty. Families of 11 deceased Labour watchers received the sum of 250,000 each, while 6 others received various sums for medical treatment. You can see the photographs of the procured patrol vehicle. You see our CDAs when they were marching during the last day community day celebration, and some other equipment distributed to our neighborhood. So also we have rural agriculture department under our ministry. The rural agriculture department of the ministry continues to promote agriculture as a means of livelihood in the rural communities of the state through demonstration farms, empowerment, as well as introduction of modern techniques in crops, livestock, fisheries, and agro-processing sectors. Other fisheries. Fishing inputs were procured and distributed to artisan fishermen in an effort to alleviate challenges of high cost of fishing inputs, which is one of the reasons for low fish catch, amongst others. 7 communities in the Lagos Central and West Senatorial District benefited from complete fishing gears comprising of outboard engines, fishing nets, twines, floats, sinkers, and boats. The cost of the complete fishing gears was subsidized by 60% by your government, while the payment of the remaining 40% was spread over 24 months. 5 communities from the Lagos East Senatorial District will also benefit this year by the grace of God. Youth Empowerment Program. Unemployed youths at Pampo Ibadan and efforts were encouraged to take up farming instead of looking endlessly for unavailable white-collar jobs through training in modern fish culture and vegetable production. The training is ongoing, and at the end, 20 youths will be empowered with 1,000 carriers juvenile each and feeds up to the sale of first harvest. After the first harvest, they will be expected to continue on their own inclusive and will be supervised to ensure judicious utilization of facilities provided. The training received in vegetable production is to enable them to diversify their source of income and keep them engaged all year round. The land being utilized was provided by the community. I want to use this medium to encourage other communities with fast land resources to make them available for use of such youth all over the states. Reduction of post-harvest losses. In order to reduce post-harvest losses experienced by fishermen in the remote fishing communities, a preservation and processing facility, cold room, and smoking pen was established at Oluwo Fish Market in Epe. The facility was completed and handed over to a management committee comprising of members of the Oluwo Market Executive, Epe local government, and state government officials for day-to-day running. The garri processing plant was also established at Igodu to prevent losses in cassava tuber during period of multiple harvest. This was meant to add value to cassava tuber harvest and to improve the income of cassava farmers. Crop. Having recognized the importance of cassava in the food and export industries, our ministry took steps to promote cassava cultivation in the rural areas. A 10-hectare farm was acquired at Idoluwo Ile, a riverine community in Otawori SCD for cassava production. The aim was to train and empower rural youths in profitable cassava farming and processing. About 100 people, including women, have benefited from this scheme, whereby plots of land were given to individual farmers and groups to cultivate cassava. Beneficiaries were assisted with improved cassava cuttings and a cassava processing facility provided to produce garri and other derivatives of the crop. You can see the photographs of our animal breeding center at KP proceeding, then distribution of our fishing inputs. Civil engineering. In line with our mission statement, that is to enhance the quality of life, human capacity and productivity of rural populace in Lagos for even and sustainable development. The ministry embarked on construction of rural roads, drainage, culverts, and concrete footbridge for improved accessibility of rural communities. The following projects were completed during the period: construction of phase 1 of Igbogu to Laruko Road in the Lekki LCD, construction of a footbridge in Otawori LCD, construction of retaining wall and filling in Itire Ijogo at Otawori LCD, construction of phase 1 of Lucas Olowo lójú ọmọ Ogunwa Street àti Fakọjàyè, drainage asphalt of the road is ongoing now. Construction of drains and culvert at Ajé Street, Agbado Okeodo, LCD. Construction of first phase of Idioro Nwaji to Soketa Road at Badagry Local Government. Construction of culverts of filling at Ibujewu Urubo at Oloruda, LCD. Construction of Agupoye Community culvert and drains phase 1 at Ikorodu. Construction of culvert and filling of Oregun, Ladaba, Oyopa at Ekwe Local Government. Construction of culvert and filling on Lasumo Street at Ikorodu. Construction of culvert and filling at Ito-Osun in Ekwe. Construction of bus culvert and filling in Alade Sorin at Eredu LCD. You can see the photographs of our concrete footbridge at the surface. The construction of Laruko Road at Lekki LCD. You see the picture of the rehabilitated Okemagba Community Hall and that of Ijedematu Water School. Center for Rural Development. The Center for Rural Development is the only parastatal of the ministry. It is saddled with the responsibility of conducting research on how to improve and develop the rural areas. During the period under review, the center embarked on the following activities: information communication technology. In its efforts to give back to its host community, as well as bridge the gap between the children in the urban and rural communities in the area of information technology, the center kick off a computer training program for students and indigenes of Bodu and its environs. The 3-month training program, which is a continuous exercise, had graduated 218 students in its first and second phases. Another phase, which has teachers, principals, and vice principals as participants, is ongoing. Economic trace. Apart from the medicinal plants at the center, some economic trees such as teak, cedar, and mahogany were planted at the center early last year. The trees were being nurtured, raised, and maintained at the center to study their adaptation to the Lagos environment. It is also aimed at encouraging tree planting in the state. Policy and research study. In collaboration with the Department of Geography, Lagos State University, Ojo, Serud is currently working on research study assessment of natural resources in the rural areas of Lagos State. The outcome of the study will show the comparative advantage of resource availability among communities in Lagos State, which in turn will help government in its rural development policy formulation. The center, in November 2013, also assisted a PhD student from the University of College, London, Mr. Ibudoyin Femi, to conduct a research study on energy policy in developing countries, case study of rural Lagos and Ekpe divisions. The framework of the study was a random selection of 2 rural communities that are likely to have access to the national grid in the next 10 years. It was, however, discovered that 2 communities in Ekpe division were yet to be connected to the national grid, namely Oriba community and Iluju Iwo community. The research study is still ongoing. Tourist and Research Institute. The Center for Rural Development has lived up to its expectation by fulfilling the purpose of serving as a research to tourist park institute. Students from universities and other institutions of learning, both public and private, have been paying visits to conduct researches at the center. Postgraduate students currently conducting various research projects at the center include Awe Gani, a PhD, Botany, University of Ibadan; Awoson Elizabeth, MSc, Botany, University of Ibadan; Jimoh Buhari, MSc, Botany, University of Lagos; Ibudo Ifemi, PhD, University College, London. Students from Stanley Kids Montessori School, Lekki also visited the center on March 6, 2014, and were conducted around the center that the director. The center also supported Mr. Olabi of Big 197 Industries, a manufacturer of various disinfectants and air fresheners, to organize sensitization and skill acquisition program for rural dwellers on production of various insecticides, disinfectants and air fresheners for home and public use in various localities within the states. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, Honorable Commissioner, Special Advisor, Chairman, gentlemen of the press, these are some of our modest achievements in the last 1 year. This may not have been possible without your support. Permit me to appreciate the tremendous support of our dynamic state governor, His Excellency Mr. Babatunde Raji Fashola SCN, Deputy Governor of Lagos State, Princess Adejoke Oludupade Fulure, Chairman House Committee on Rural Development and Agriculture, Honorable Olaniwaju Mahmood Larabe, and his team, the Special Advisor to the Governor. I cannot thank you all. I want to specifically thank taxpayers in Lagos State, without which we would not have been able to execute all the projects for our rural purpose. I enjoy others who are yet to pay their taxes to do so, for the state to continue to excel. It is obvious that taxpayer money is at work all over the state. To our area commanders, our local government coordinators, our chief washers, and the body of washers, the reward of hard work is more work. So we cannot afford to let the good people of Lagos State down. You must be vigilant and increase your surveillance activities. Give information to appropriate security authorities once you notice any strange movement or activities in your areas. I also want to appreciate our community development associations who are always there for us. Even the Commissioner for Information can testify to that, because every 100 days he will come to our ministry to solicit the support of our activities and are always there. The Community Development Committee, our dear Baba, the Advisory Council, for their partnership with the state government in its effort in making Lagos a center of excellence. I must also register my sincere appreciation to you, the gentlemen of the press, for your support, most especially the LTV8, those of you who follow us to Oriba, Ibaloja, very, very difficult terrain, Ibasa, Imore. You also ensure that you showcase what Ministry of Rural Development is doing. We sincerely thank you for being there for us. I must also register my sincere appreciation to you, gentlemen of the press, for your support to our ministry all the time. I thank you all, and God bless you. The whole department. First question from Mr. Emmanuel Elkegemi has to do with our people watch as to the amount of money we render to the deceased family. We render the assistance just to assist the family in the burial of their family members. You know, people watch they are not, what I call it, unquestionable. Those of them that are presently working with us, be it regular or volunteers, they don't receive any sort of gratitude from the state government when they disengage. So in order to show appreciation as to the service they have rendered, we tend to support the family in the burial arrangement, and that is what we have done by way of giving the families 250,000 naira to support them towards the burial arrangement. Those of them that sustain any sort of injury in the course of doing the job, then we come to their aid. Aside from making sure that we follow up in the hospital, we give them financial support to really complement their effort. That is what we have done. Regarding the issue of insurance, we are working on it. But you agree with me that bringing the issue of insurance, since they are not a permanent staff of the ministry or of the state government, we have to work out the modality as to how much is going to cost the state government to really insure these people, so that if anything happens in the course of doing the job, you will come to their aid. We are discussing with insurance companies as to how best we can work together in achieving this. We are mindful of that, because if we look at what we are dishing out on yearly basis in servicing them, we think if we really partner with the insurance company, I think we'll be better off, and it's good to boost the morale of the washer. So we are working on that. Daily independence. Yes, we have our washers, and we keep on educating you that you can only become a washer if you are a member of Community Development Association. And why are we using that particular method? We want them to be part and parcel of that particular CDA. Because if you know Mr. A is a member of my community, you feel free to go and divulge any sort of information at your disposal to him, other than going to the police that will be a little bit skeptical whether the information you are going to give to the police, they are going to call the person who you have reported and tell the person that it is Mr. A or Mr. B that said you are doing this type of business. So we are working towards that, in sensitizing our people to really know that they belong to their various community. And it is when they really mix with the community, it is then the community themselves will be free to really relate to them and be able to pass any sort of information to them. And how are we doing this? About 2 weeks ago, we organized a training program for them, or about 600 of them. We cannot take the totality of about 4,000 washers we are having on board at a go. What we do is selective of the washers. About 600 of them are still attending a training program. They spend one whole week at the NYC camp. That is the central one. Then after the 1 week training, they now distributed them to various divisions, and they have one thing or the other. These are things that we are really doing to really tell them and teach them the challenges of the present society we are, in making sure that they know what is expected of them. How do we pass information? Is it by text message? Is it by writing a report? And as you speak today, a shift washer is expected to write a report of what is going on in his own work on weekly basis and pass it to the level. The level is the one who is coordinating the activities of the washer in that particular local government. Then aside from that, the level will now write the security report of his own local government and send it to the area commander. Today we have 5 area commanders. The area commander will now aggregate the reports of all the neighbors that falls under his own area command and pass that one to us. We will do a critical analysis of the report, and those ones that are very very germane we forward that to either commissioner of police or SA on security for further discussion at the security council meeting. So that is what we are doing as of now. On whether you see some of our washers being used for other activities, yes, we are discussing with MDAs that are engaging our washers. You engage these people for a particular purpose, and what is that particular purpose? The purpose is to make sure that they provide security, even if they are not fully armed. For the mere fact that they are there observing what is going on, and at any point in time you see any strange movement, you will be able to pass the information to the appropriate quarter and be able to deal with that particular situation. In a situation you now turn our washer or your security, the day you start to turn your gate man, go and buy me food, go and buy me mineral, it means you are exposing your house to serious security challenge, because you never can say that point in time you ask him to go and buy something for you. You don't know whether that is the time the men of the other world will capitalize and just come in and perpetrate their. So we are really discussing with our washers, and at the same time we are discussing with various NGOs that engages the service of our washers to make sure that they are resistant to the service they are employed to provide. Mr. Sulaiman, well, on youth empowerment, yes, we are willing to do more. But aside from Ministry of Rural Development, Ministry of Rural Development is not the only ministry that is doing youth empowerment. As we are doing, so also Ministry of Agri and Cooperative, they are doing the same thing. WAPA is doing. So if you have, what we have done is to procure these materials. Boat is there, any alcohol engine is there, fishing materials and the host of other things. If the total cost of the fishing materials is 100,000 naira, the state government will write off 60,000 naira out of the 100,000, leaving just only 40,000 naira to the fisherman to pay off. And that 40,000 naira will be spread over a period of 24 months, which means if you are able to pay back that 40,000 naira that you are supposed to pay back, plus what we are going to inject into the budget in that particular new year, we will be able to reach more fishermen, and with that I think we will be able to sustain that particular project that we did for last year. We have provision for it in our budget this year, coupled with what those of them that benefited from that particular scheme has paid back as of now. If we pull it together, we will be able to reach to other fishermen this year. Civil work in the rural areas. Yes, our civil work spread across the states. And what we really do, our projects are community driven. The CDA will write to us. At the receipt of their letter, we ask the civil department to go and do survey of the need of that particular project. When they come back and give us the report, the desirability of that particular project, we have look at our budget. Can we accommodate this in our budget? That is what we normally do. But majorly, we are even doing more than what is expected of Ministry of Rural Development. Like I said, we have a road within the Honourable Commissioner's local government, Ajay Road. We are doing serious construction of the road. We are Lucas. We are doing serious construction of that particular axis. And if you go to Odeoni corridor from Igbogun to Laruko, from Ise to Igbogun, these are projects that were executed by the Ministry of Rural Development. And before the immediately after rainy season, we want to complement the effort of the Ministry of Roads and Infrastructure in massive grading of our earth road. We feel that is our own responsibility by way of opening up the rural areas of the state so that they can move from one community to another. On the issue of transformers, yes, this year we are limiting the issue of rural electrification, electricity to rural electrification. With the unbundling of power holding, we feel it's no longer expedient for us to use public funds in promoting an individual business. Because you agree with me that transformer happens to be a very important component of distribution. And if you now use government money in the procurement of the transformer, an asset that will automatically, the day it is moved to the national grid, becomes that company's asset, we feel is no longer expedient. Rather, we are challenging PACN to areas we feel in the next 3 or 4 years they will not be able to get to. That is our focus as of now. Yes, I think this year we make provision for very few transformers because we have some community development association who pool resources together and start to do electrification of their areas. But when they get to the point of having a transformer, somehow financially they are handicapped. They run to us. Okay, since you have been able to do this, procurement of high tension, low tension, cables, and a host of other accessories, what is left is the issue of can we assist such a community? We ask our engineer to go and do something, and if they come back and inform us on their own, this is what they have done. There is need for us to really complement their effort to release our transformer. But we must have seen that other accessories has been procured by the government. So in doing that, if those community development associations come together in order to assist themselves, assist their community, we can do this. Let us levy ourselves so amount of money, so that if government now see our own effort, probably the government will come to our aid. Look at University of Lagos CDA that we gave $2 million. They embarked on a project. When we visited that project, they are seeing the amount of money they have invested in the execution of the project. I think we need to complement their effort, which culminated in the amount of $2 million we gave them. So that one, it is possible. But as far as Ministry of Rural Development is concerned, if you conceive an idea of giving the transformer before it is whole, both the procurement and installation of the transformer is that of the responsibility of Ministry of Rural Development. Aside from this year, that okay, let us make few provision for like 5 to 10 transformers that we can give out when we see any community that has really helped themselves. So that is the situation.
Thank you very much, Commissioner.
I think it is that the right of sorry, sir. What I wanted to know that I know that what you are telling us is a review of 2013. Yes. Now I'm not asking for what provisions are made in 2014. I'm saying that I can count about 40, according to your presentation, about 40 transformers or so. Yeah, I wanted to know what it costs. What ministry to have done this? Well, I will not be able to give you a specific figure regarding that. But if you want the statistical data as to how much we have expended in the procurement of each of the transformer and the totality of the transformer, get in touch with our ministries. We will be willing to give you the statistical data as to how much we have expended in the execution of those
Thank you. Oya Peter, last one. Orúkọ tèmi ni gbogbo wa náà la mọ̀ wípé iṣẹ́ tí gbogbo wa wá sí ìgboro iṣẹ́ náà síbẹ̀. Bábá dẹ̀ lọ sí àwọn ìgbèríko wa, a rí pé ilẹ̀ ṣì wà bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́pọ̀ yàtọ̀. A lọ sí ìgbòlúwọlé lọ́sẹ̀ tó kọjá. Kódà àwọn ẹ̀gẹ́ tó wù fúnra wọn ẹlẹ́dẹ̀ẹ́gbẹ́ ìkọ̀kọ́ gbì wọ́n kò ṣeé fẹ́ ní júwe. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni àgbègbè ẹ̀pẹ́ títí lọ dé àgbàdàdé ilẹ̀ ṣì wà bẹ́ẹ̀. Ojúṣe ìjọba ni láti rí i pé a ṣe àtìlẹ́yìn fún àwọn ọ̀dọ́ wọ̀nyí kí àwa tí a sì jẹ́ òbí náà ká bá àwọn ọ̀dọ́ wa ká bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ wípé ìdáná wa fi ẹsẹ̀ fi báwa fẹsẹ̀ fi gbá ìgboro káàkiri gbálẹ̀ kiri tí ètò sì wà fún wa láti ṣe iṣẹ́ ọ̀gbìn tí a máa fi rí owó tá a lè fi gbọ́ bùkátà wa kí ló dé tá a mú láti bẹ̀. Lórí àná mọ̀ pé àwọn àgbàlagbà ní tó jẹ bá ti kúrò nínú ìṣẹ́ wọn ní ìṣẹ́ kò ṣe. So èmi ní láti ṣe bẹ̀ ẹ̀yin gẹ́gẹ́ bí oníwèé ìròyìn náà ẹ̀yin náà lójúṣe láti ṣe. Ní àwọn pàṣẹ bá wa jáde lọ sí àwọn ìgbèríko yẹn ẹ̀yin náà ní àwọn ilẹ̀ tó ilẹ̀ wa. Ilẹ̀ wa lè jẹ́ ilẹ̀ tí ó ní ọ̀rá púpọ̀ púpọ̀. Bóyá tó gbàgbọ́dá la wá fẹ́ gbìn gbàgbọ́dá máa ṣe dáadáa. Tó bá jẹ́ àgbàdo la wá fẹ́ gbìn ó máa ṣe dáadáa. Tó bá jẹ́ ẹ̀pà la wá fẹ́ gbìn ó máa ṣe dáadáa. Ẹ jẹ́ kí gbogbo wa ẹ jẹ́ ká fojú ẹ̀ kí ni nǹkan míì ká lè ṣe. Kó ṣàtòjú pé epo dé iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ ṣáàjú iṣẹ́ tí a fi ń gbọ́ bùkátà ìlú wa yìí. Kí ló dé tí epo dé wà dé tí gbogbo àtàkùn kò rẹ̀. Tá a bá dẹ̀ wo ìyàkàkà ìjọba tó wà ní òde yìí tí Ministry of Agric tí ó ṣe ẹ̀rí pé ó ṣe gbogbo méje òun yàrá mẹ́fà ẹ̀bẹ̀ tí ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ jọba ni pé ẹ jẹ́ kí gbogbo wa ẹ jẹ́ ká bára wa sọ̀rọ̀ àti ẹni tó ṣiṣẹ́ ìjọba àtàlákòwé kò sí ìkọ̀ tó ní ká bá lu oko alábọ́dé ní ìgbòho wa tí bá níbi tí mo gbé ata sí tí mo níbi tí mo gbé ilá sí à ń paṣẹ náà à ń bá a lọ nìyẹn olúwa gbà fún wa. Lórí àwọn oríyàbọ̀ àwa náà rí wọn ni ṣùgbọ́n níbi tí kiri náà dé báyìí ó dàbẹ̀ pé àwa fúnra wa la máa mọ ọ̀pọ̀ tó yẹ ká ṣe láti dáàbò bo àgbègbè wa gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìbọn tí ó hàn sí ìdúrótì nígbà tí àwọn tó ń fi ilé ayé tó ń fi ni wọ́n lára ní àgbègbè yẹn ní àwọn àgbààgbà ló yẹn àwọn náà fẹ́ kó pé kí nìkan tí a lè ṣe àkọ́kọ́ alábílẹ̀ báyìí ká sì máa wò wọ́n kí wàhálà máa ṣẹlẹ̀ lẹ́nu kí wàhálà máa ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́la ni àwọn àgbààgbà àgbègbè yẹn àwọn ni wọ́n parapọ̀ ni wọ́n ṣe ètò àwọn yẹn pé kí àwọn náà